Kid School was introduced by the General Education Department of the Government of Kerala in 2001 in recognition of the role of information technology as an enabler of quality education. The primary objective of the project was to enhance the intellectual capacity of the teachers and the curricular comprehension of students based on the institutionalization of ICT enabled education. The traditional system of teaching has seen a complete and systematic transformation in this project. The emphasis is shifted from conventional teaching methods to an ICT driven learning process. It was premised on a dynamic and participatory pedagogy that prioritized the need for constant upgradation of IT enabled knowledge and skills. The IT enablement of education was based on a holistic integration of certain key activities, such as capacitating the teachers as a pivotal point of ICT enabled teaching and learning, developing an IT efficient infrastructural environment, facilitating simultaneous deployment of free and open source software platforms, and generating an IT embedded indigenous knowledge base. This integrated approach aims to make teachers and students knowledge economy ready.
Innovation context. Post-industrial revolution, a new global order has undergone an epochal transition from a labor-intensive mass production system to a knowledge-based economy. Herein, the imperatives of the growth and development are increasingly shaped by the creation and dissemination of knowledge, with knowledge and innovation assuming significance as organizational principles of all social, political, and economic activities. Today, the well-being and welfare of people greatly depends on the way the society creates, uses, and shares knowledge. Kerala as an emerging knowledge society. Kerala has the highest literacy rate of 93.91% in India. It has attained remarkable achievements in terms of effectively conflating education with ICT to augment its intellectual capital and reinforce its position as an emerging knowledge society. This can be largely attributed to its consistent efforts towards enhancing the scope of education by Malappuram, India's first illiterate district. Once known for its socio-economic backwardness, Malappuram, a Muslim-dominated district of Kerala, has evolved into one of the most computer-literate regions of the country. The northern district of Kerala is constituted by a population predominantly working in the Middle East. It was adopted under the Akshaya scheme of 2004 as a pilot district of implementation of India's first e-literacy project and mass employment generation. The project Akshaya was started with the objective of making at least one member of each family a Kerala's illiterate. In doing so, the initiative aimed at bridging and dividing between technology and ordinary citizens. The e-literacy scheme has influenced a long-standing social, political, and economic impact on the district of Malappuram.
IT at School encapsulates a vision to develop education into a process that creates informed individuals who are enabled for lifelong learning and whose intellectual capital would contribute to a society's wealth and well-being. Leverages information technology to widen the contours of existing systems of education in Kerala and create space for learner-centric processes of knowledge and development and enhancement. It has adopted a unique approach that interlaces ICT into the teaching and learning processes to effectively capitalize quality and excellence-based advancement in education. The institutionalization of ICT-enabled learning demonstrates the advantages of developing the capabilities of ICT education indigenously, as opposed to an outsourced model that consolidates dependency of public education systems on private players. IT at School emphasizes on strengthening end-to-end in-house capabilities of the education system. The process was based on complete integration of computer learning and computer-aided learning into the education process through the adoption of free and open source software, increasing investments in teacher training and capability building, availability of computers per learner, developing the networks of teachers as trainers, and collaborative content development processes.
Development of human resources, capacity building. The dependency on outsourced ICT trainers was eliminated by focusing on capacity building for teachers, making them primary enablers of IT education. This shift recognized that teachers would be most effective when using ICT to teach their subjects. Initially, outsourcing ICT training proved costly and inefficient, and teachers were resistant to integrating ICT into their subjects. However, with state government's decision to make ICT a compulsory subject, teachers were required to adopt ICT enabled teaching techniques. Training modules. IT School offers ICT training in two phases: basic and refresher training. The basic training, lasting 10 days, covers foundational ICT skills like operating systems, office applications, and internet tools. The refresher training, conducted annually, aims to strengthen teachers' existing knowledge and skills. The training modules are regularly updated to incorporate technological advancements and specific training for hardware maintenance.
Outcome of training programs. Network of master trainers, school IT coordinators for parents and training program for other personnel, student school IT coordinators training. Master trainers. IT school has created a strong network of 160 master trainers including district coordinators based on its intensive ICT based training and capacity building program. The master trainers are school teachers from government and aided school with advanced knowledge and expertise in ICT and its application in education. Their selection is based on a practical test followed by an interview. They are appointed as a part of working arrangement of IT at school. During the initial phase of the project, master trainers were grouped into batches and were given training for a duration of 15 days. Each batch would be constituted by 10 to 15 master trainers and training were conducted once in a year. Since the last 5 years, new master trainers are being trained with the higher secondary teachers in common batches.